Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I manage my finances as a digital nomad. So of course, with moving around and with so many things happening around me, and with me doing so many activities, it's very important that I keep all of my finances in place, from earnings to spendings, and along with the taxes and all of the other things. The background of all of the activities I'm doing and all of the work I'm doing and the traveling, I make sure that my finances are still on track. On the outside, it might seem like digital nomads are always on the go and are very spontaneous with their plans, but trust me, there is always some angle of planning involved, and there is always some sort of certainty within the plans. Yes, of course, maybe the plans are not defined to the T, but there is still always some sort of planning already done so that things are more predictable. It's great to have surprises on the go, but not with your income or with your expenses. It's better to have them managed. And that's why I am preparing a video here to explain how I manage all of it. All right, let's start. So before I begin to plan my finances, I make sure that I have some idea around the destinations that I will be traveling to. For example, of course, it might not be the exact cities or even the exact countries sometimes, but at least I know, for example, that for the next few months or for the next few weeks, I will be in Europe. And I would have some tentative idea of the expenses that would go in. So getting started with income. Digital nomads can be remote workers who are working with one single company as an employee, as a remote employee, or they could be people like me who are freelancers and are working on multiple or single projects at the same time. They could also be social media content creators or entrepreneurs. So for me, when it comes to income, I make sure that I have a minimum steady income that's coming every month so that can manage my expenses. I would work on one or two projects at the maximum at one point in time, and I would know how much money I would be getting for those one or two projects. For some people, the gig structure works means that they might be getting shorter projects which last for say 1 week, 2 weeks, or even few days, but they would have multiple of those, so they would have to juggle between them. For me, I like to keep things simple, so I make sure that my work is kind of streamlined, my income is streamlined as well. I have some predictable amount of money coming in every week. Next, expenses. So I use a tool called Numbeo, which gives me an estimate of the expenses that I would have to incur if I live at a certain place. So on the go, for example, if I am looking at, say, spending a week or two in Paris, I would just go to the website and type in and see how much my stay there would cost me. And that way I'm able to predict my expenses more, so I don't get into a surprise or a shock when I'm actually reaching that destination and spending my time there. So now that my income and expenses are more predictable, I would go to the third part of my video, which is savings. Having a safety net of savings can actually make your stay and your travels more comfortable, in the sense that you would know that you have something to fall back on. And I prefer to have some liquid money in my account, which I can easily access just in case my income or expenses do not go as predicted. Let's say at some place I had to spend extra because of some train tickets which were expensive at the last moment. So I would rather make sure that I do have some savings and I am comfortably able to make decisions on the go as well. So yes, you might have your investments safe at some place, but they are not readily available most of the times because they take time to mature. And that's why I suggest, apart from the investments, you also have some savings at hand which you can easily access just in case you would require them. Fourth, taxes. The most boring one, I know. but yes, we've got to keep it covered as well, especially because you are traveling across the borders. If you're staying at a place for more than a certain period of time, you might attract extra taxes. Also, for me, I make sure that I keep all of the receipts, the bills in place, so that if I need to show my expenses later on in the documentation, I have all of those sorted. One more fact. With fluctuating sources of income and amount of income, the tax filing process becomes more and more difficult. Keep all of your documents and statements sorted before the tax filing season starts. So, what are your questions about managing finances as a digital nomad? I will be happy to answer them. Drop them in the comments below. If you want to hear from me more about the digital nomad life, what are my challenges, what are my experiences, subscribe my channel. See you. Bye-bye.